Hi, I'm Allison, and thanks for joining us today for ARMC's Wellness Kitchen. Like I said, I'm Allison Loudermilk. I'm ARMC's Referral and Community Outreach Coordinator, and we have a special guest with us today. Scott came out to be with us. We have a lot of things to talk about, what's going on in the community, our county. We're celebrating 250 years as a nation.
Very exciting.
So we got a lot of stuff going on. So I'm here today with Scott, our county auditor. So Scott, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Scott Yamamoto. I'm the Ashtabula County Auditor. Previous to me being the County Auditor, I was the real estate manager for the Ashtabula County Auditor's Office. David Thomas recruited me. I came from Jaga. My background is Auditor's Office and real estate, so I've worked at Jaga County, Lake County, Ashtabula County, and all things real estate. So real estate appraisal, CUV, mapping. I do GIS mapping myself. I also do a little bit of weights and measures work. So there's not too many positions in the auditor's office I haven't done over the last 22 years.
So you brought all that skill set here to our county?
From other counties, yeah. I actually started out as a residential data collector measuring houses.
Oh, okay.
To make property record cards back in 1991 in Jaga County. And then I got recruited to be the Jaga County Auditor's chief appraiser. And then I got recruited to go to Lake County. And then, so I moved around a little bit, but I've always stayed in Northeast Ohio. Okay. I actually worked in Ashtabula County in the 1990s.
So you've been a little bit of everywhere.
I've been around a little bit.
We love that experience, and we thank you for bringing it
Thanks,
here to
I appreciate
us.
it.
So yeah, absolutely. So we reached out to Scott and asked him if he would be interested in coming to the Wellness Kitchen and cooking. Normally, I am a little bit more involved in what it is. I'll go out and shopping. He said, I've got the best recipe that I want to bring, and so I'm excited about this today. But we were talking, he said, it's not the healthiest recipe, but you know what? Summertime, you're working in your garden, you can swim, you can work some of this off. So every once in a while we have something that we can enjoy, because we're not, moderation is everything. That's right? So we're going to enjoy a burger today. So tell us exactly what it is that you're making.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have 80-20 burgers. No big deal, nice and lean, and then we're making everything from scratch, nothing processed here other than the brown sugar. So we're going to make bacon jam to put on our cheeseburgers. So we have provolone cheese, hamburgers, and we're going to cook up some bacon, and then we're going to add garlic, onions, brown sugar, and some balsamic vinegar. We're going to make a jam out of it.
Okay.
We're going to put that on a hamburger. So what says America more than bacon?
Exactly right.
That's what I was thinking.
They've been eating it for
America 250.
That's right.
We gotta celebrate America, and it's the most Midwest thing I could think of.
Yeah. Other than what do they say? Apple pie.
Apple pie.
Right. Bacon, apple pie. That's American. You can't get it.
We're having beef and bacon. So how do you go wrong with that?
Absolutely.
Just saying.
So we're gonna go ahead and get the bacon.
Go ahead and get the bacon in. Yep.
Okay, and I'll let you.
Okay.
Do all that good stuff, and I'll get this out of your way. There you go.
Thank you so much. And
so
we're just going to brown that off. We're not going to make it crispy, but we're going to make sure it's cooked. So that's the idea behind this. And then over here, I'm going to make some sauce up. So we're going to take the balsamic vinegar. We're just going to pour that in there. It's not a whole lot. For this, I would use a pound of bacon. I cut it in half today, but a pound of bacon, a third of a cup of balsamic vinegar, a third of a cup of brown sugar, a small white onion. That's basically all it is.
Okay.
It's very simple.
And he did bring in the recipe, so we will post this recipe on the bottom of this page. So that way you'll be able to see what the recipe is.
So we're just going to warm this up, and then we're going to start to reduce it. So I'm also going to add my brown sugar in there and let it melt in.
Okay. You know what? I love to also cook non-processed foods. But I have never made a jams like this,
okay.
So I'm really excited to...
It's a little different. It's not, jam, normally you put a ton of sugar in with your fruit, and then it kind of negates the healthiness of the fruit, but that's how you get it to think.
Yeah, right. So, and I've started to make my jam when I do it with a little bit less sugar. And, it's okay. It's not as good as the full loaded sugar, but it's good. So now you've got, I was telling Scott before we started cooking, I was telling a young gentleman that I had talked to that you were coming on to cook with us. And he said, I know what the county auditors do, but he said, I'm the county commissioners, I'm sorry. He said, but I really don't know what the county auditor does. He said, I said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Scott, and you're going to have to watch the video,
Okay.
because he's going to tell us exactly, well, just highlight on some of the things that you guys do there.
So the county auditor's office we process quite a bit. The county auditor, myself, I'm considered the chief financial officer of the county. So I sign off on everything that has to do with any of the finances. We review budgets. We make sure that when somebody makes an expenditure, that the money is allocated for that expenditure. In other words, if you try to spend $5 for a hammer and there's only $4 in your appropriated for your account, we'll tell you that you can't buy the hammer. So things like that happens every day. So in the front of our office, I'll just start in front of our office, work at the back, ask any questions as we go on.
Sure.
So first, we are a licensing agent for the state. So we sell vendors licenses, and those are the licenses that businesses buy to make sure that they pay their sales tax. We also sell cigarette licenses, believe it or not, for all the convenience stores.
Okay.
They have to have a cigarette license. They have to renew it every year. We take care of that for the state. We sell dog licenses. The dog licenses, we partner with the dog warden. So when a dog gets lost, they have their tag. The dog warden has access to our software. He sees the records. He can return that dog home. And also in the front office, all the budgets for all of the entities that receive real estate tax money come in and then it's coordinated by one person in the office.
Okay.
And it's reviewed by the budget commission, which is made up of the auditor, the treasurer, and the county prosecutor. We do that twice a year. So there's that. So then we move over to the fiscal office. We have 3 people in the fiscal office. One person processes payroll for 850 employees of the county.
Wow.
Every other week, we write checks for payroll about $1.7 million.
Wow.
So that's one person. We have one person that just takes care of accounts payable. That's all the bills for the county, for every department, the engineer's office, sheriff's office, commissioners, the courts, whoever. But we write about 13,000 checks a year. So about $500 million comes in and flows out of our office.
Yeah. And those tax dollars that everybody's paying comes right back to our county. And
yes,
that's what I
it
said.
stays in
when
the county.
When you're employing that many people,
yes,
all of that money stays in the county. Because that's one thing I say about the hospital. We're the largest employer in the county.
Yep, you are.
And so all of those tax dollars are staying right here and giving back to this community.
Yep.
I love to hear that.
Yeah, real estate taxes, everything that you pay in real estate taxes stays right here in Ashtabula County. And the auditor's office disperses that. We don't collect it. The treasurer's office collects the tax money for real estate taxes.
Okay.
And then the auditor's office, we figure out what share goes to what entity. So the township, the villages, the city, the school districts, the cemetery districts, the fire districts, the ambulance districts. It's a lot.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
When I was speaking to this young gentleman, that's one thing I said to him. I said, well, I have a couple of dogs, so I know they do dog license.
Yep.
I said, and I can speak on some of the things that I know that happens at the auditor's office. I said, but there's probably so much more that I didn't know. It's, you like to think you're involved and you know things that's going on in your community, but where is all that coming from? Where does it go through?
Right.
It is pretty impressive what you guys do.
So that's that part of the office. Then we do transfers. So every real estate transfer in the office in the county comes through our office. So first it goes to the engineer's office for deed review. Then it comes to our office, gets transferred, and then it goes up to the recorder's office to be recorded. So we transfer, there's 3 people in that office, we transfer 5,000 pieces of property a year.
Wow. And I'm going to say, I just bought my home a year and a half ago, I think, and it was pretty quick. Mm-hmm. I would have thought you would have had a larger team doing that.
No, and we do something called e-file. It's about a third of the transfers that come through are completely, believe it or not, electronic. So there's a lot of title companies for a lot of real estate agents. They're out of town. They're in Chicago. They're in New York. They're here. They're there. They're in Florida. And so they can file those without paying another title company to actually physically come in and hand
the paper.
So we still have title companies that come in every day. They come in with their packets. They drop things off. We transfer. We call them and say it's ready. They have to come in, pay a check, and then they go. So yeah, about 5,000 pieces of property a year. Plus they also transfer manufactured homes. So that's also the main hub. So if somebody has questions, we have computer terminals in there that are public. A lot of times if I'm walking through and I see somebody who's trying to locate property, or they're trying to figure out how big the property is, or how many acres there are, I can help somebody with that, and I regularly do, because that's again, real estate is kind of my background, so that's real easy for me to walk in, talk to a customer, hey, what do you need, what are you looking for? I'm trying to find the ownership history for this parcel, no problem. We pull up a GIS map and look at things together.
Wow. And there's something that they can walk in and look themselves too if they
Absolutely.
want to.
We have 2 public terminals. One of the terminals, believe it or not, is set up with a microfiche machine. So we have records that go back to the 1800s that are all scanned.
Wow.
So you can put a reel in and you can look at the, we don't have the property records themselves, but we have the tax duplicate, which is all the tax records that go back that far. So if somebody's trying to do the history of their house, they want to, you probably figure out where it is, where it showed up in the record.
Okay.
All the way back. So we have those records that we have a lot of history there. Then we have the real estate department. So we have CUV inspector. That's the farm program. It's one girl. There's 185,000 acres of 450,000 acres of the county is enrolled in CUV. That's one person. She keeps track of all of that.
Wow.
There's 4,500 farms in the county. It's
4,500 farms in our county.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Things you didn't know.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. When we do career day for the elementary schools, I just did one a week and a half ago for Kingsville Elementary. We show them a map of the county and what it looks like, and we say, okay, all of this is farms, and they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then we show them aerial photos. We have aerial photos online that go back to 1938 all the way to 2025.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. When I was out somewhere, somebody had said to me, it was an amusement park, and they said, where are you from? And I said, Ohio. And they said, oh, isn't that all farmland out in Ohio? And I said, no, not really. No. And I should have said, well, where I live in Ashtabula, I think the majority is farmland.
About 41%.
Yeah.
So it's almost half of our county.
Half.
Yeah. Everything south of 90 is pretty fair game for farming.
Yeah. Wow.
So
that's really interesting.
And what I went through Leadership Ashtabula last year. What I learned was that our farmers are a global market. The products that are grown here get shipped all over the world. We have one farmer that ships soybeans to China to make tofu.
Is that right?
And he is an exclusive provider of a certain kind of soybean to the country of China.
Here
in Ashtabula.
A little old Ashtabula County, right?
Yeah.
And I know that there's somebody here that also produces or makes something for Dad's dog food?
Yep, peas. They grow peas and they get shipped off to Dad's dog food. There's still some Concord grapes that get shipped to Westfield, New York to be made into Welch's grape juice. And
that's really interesting.
We have a huge wine crop because we're in that area, the Grand River Valley. And it's just amazing some of the things that we have here. We have a farm that has robotic milking machines. Who knew? The cows have RFID tags on their ears. They come in, a bucket drops, they get a snack, they get massaged and cleaned, they get milk. The bucket comes in, they send it on their way.
Wow.
And they know exactly how much milk they produce every day, each cow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, we live in this little county as far northeast as you can get in Ohio. And we are doing wonderful things. And I always say it takes the wonderful people that live here in this community to do what we're doing. And I've not lived here my whole life. I came here, it's been over 20 years now, though, and I wouldn't be any other place. I love this county. I love this community. I love the things that we're doing. And over 20 years I've lived here, and you've just taught me so many things I had no idea we were doing in this county. Yeah. So that's wonderful stuff. I almost forgot.
Isn't it cool? So I'm gonna add the onions into the bacon grease, and we're gonna cook those a little bit.
Scott brings in good information.
Yeah.
I'm like, are we cooking
it's
or
cool.
just having a
great I feel that I have a good job. I love my job. I love working with the people. I love telling people about the things that I get to experience in the county.
Yeah.
It's just fascinating to me how many things like the Corvette bodies are made here, MFG. All the leather for Lazy Boy recliners are made here, out in Conneaut.
Okay, all right. I did not know that either.
I went through Leadership Ashtabula. It was the most eye-opening experience I've ever had. I was like, wow, there's so many great things happening in this county.
Yeah.
You just don't know. And you drive by them all the time, you don't think twice about it.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
And and I say that too about our hospital. We've come so far from where we were. I mean, we're doing robotic surgery with the Da Vinci.
That was awesome.
Yeah, the new MEMS that we have so many wonderful things here. our community is just growing, and again, it's people that we have out there giving their time and committing to our county that's helping us build things.
Yep.
And I absolutely am. I love to be in this county.
It's
I love
the best.
people. It is.
I'm
it is,
so
it
glad
is.
that I moved here. When my wife and I moved here from Geauga County, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We have family over here. Most of my family is over here, and we're like, wow, there's so much to do on the weekends. There's festivals, and there's all kinds of things, and there's all kinds of ways to have a date night.
Yes,
There's great restaurants.
You walk down to Bridge Street
Yeah.
and have something
Yeah.
to eat, have a glass of wine,
Yeah.
and go out and shop and enjoy the.
Yep.
Yeah,
100%.
there's so many things.
Yeah.
Geneva on the Lake.
Yes.
People don't realize when they come here.
No.
Somebody had said, "I don't understand why somebody would come to Ashtabula to come on vacation." They come.
And they do.
They do. Because we have so many great things here in this county. We have so many great things. So we added the onions.
Yep, we're gonna cook that. We're getting
cook that.
close. I think it's time to start the burgers.
Okay. Want me to hold that for you?
I'm just gonna set that over here.
Okay.
That's all right.
Got the jam cooking, the burgers, the onions going.
Yup. So to continue on our tour of the auditor.
Yeah.
Because we have more.
I can't
So we talked
imagine.
about farming
Okay.
and so mapping. We do GIS mapping. GIS stands for Geographical Information System. So
Okay.
it's a visual set of data. So we take information like address, owner name, acreage. We can do soil types. We can do topography. We have aerial photos, and you can turn layers on and off and view all that online.
Okay.
And there's tons of information there. When we do career day, I always show the kids whatever school I'm doing, what their school was like this year, 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Very neat.
And most of them go, no way, you mean the school hasn't been here forever? It was farmland before? And I'm like, yes, it was farmland before. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And it usually blows their mind. And, just bringing awareness that there's all kinds of information and data out there. You just have to go look at it.
Right.
So we have 2 people that work GIS, and they pretty much can do anything that you can imagine. So we also assist the other government offices in the county.
Okay.
Townships, villages, cities, we can do mapping for them. And we do all the mapping for the county, it's included, but anything, like we make zoning maps for townships. Instead of hiring a civil engineer, they'll spend thousands of dollars to create these maps.
Right.
We do it for $400 or less.
Wow.
So we're saving money on services for the different areas, like townships especially. They don't always have money to pay for the services. So now I'm going to mix the bacon and onions in with our balsamic reduction. Let's see here. I can't believe it's starting this video. Fantastic. And that's the GIS department. We also do map printing for cost. People can come in. We can make them maps of their property or of a township or wherever at cost.
Gotcha.
So we can make poster size things, and we can do a 24 by 36, and it costs $6.
Oh,
In
wow.
color.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot going on.
We do. And then we have an appraisal department. The appraisal department's in charge of property records. So when somebody pulls a building permit and they're adding something new, we can go, I'm gonna call these real quick. They can, we make sure that they pay taxes on what they have, and we also make sure that we take off things that they don't have to pay taxes on things that they don't have. So when you tear down a building, you have to let us know. If we don't know about it, then you're probably gonna pay taxes on it longer than you need to. But in any case, we always tell people, just call them.
Yeah. And, I don't think a lot of people understand that. If there's a building, a garage, a barn, or something like that, that's being taxed.
100%, yeah.
It's improvement on your property, so
Yes.
when it's gone, then.
You gotta let us know.
Right.
Some people, especially like an in-ground pool, doesn't add a tremendous amount of value, but people fill them in. I'm tired of this. I can't repair it anymore. I don't want it anymore. They fill it in and they don't tell us. So we can't see it. We don't know.
Yeah. as little as a discount it may be,
Yes.
it's a discount. It adds up every
Don't pay taxes on something that you don't have. Please,
Yeah.
just call us and ask us.
Yeah.
We're glad to ask questions at any time. We're always willing to answer questions. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I never thought about that. That's something I never thought about either.
Yep. Yeah. So, and most people, people get their tax bill and they look at it and they grumble about it. They write the check. We all do that, right?
Absolutely.
I do it too. My wife does it to me all the time. She says, "Look at this. Did you do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did that. It's okay. We're paying our fair share. It's okay." But if you have a question, call. People will they'll just complain about their neighbors.
Right.
Don't get the answers. Call us. Ask us questions. We will answer your questions. It's not a problem.
I always say there's usually a reason behind something.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's not, somebody's going to fix it.
Yeah.
And
we're glad to fix things. We fix things all the time.
Yeah.
We don't give people a hard time. We answer the phone call when people are cheerful. We do like each other in our office. So it's a great environment to work in. And everybody's helpful. That's the important thing. Everybody's helpful.
Yeah. And that's one thing I say here about the hospital. If we don't know, we don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. If we're all informed, knowledge is power in any way you can handle it. But if you inform us, we can. Yeah, I'm excited to tell a couple of things that I've learned to a couple of people I know. So.
Okay. No, it's good. This is why I come to these things. This is what trying to be visible, trying to be accessible, ask questions and try to answer them.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I didn't know exactly how much. I had an idea of what goes on at the auditor's office, but not any idea of how much you guys.
Not quite done yet.
Oh, okay.
One more guy.
One more. Okay, let's do it.
Weights and measures inspector.
Oh, okay.
So you pump gas. You see the sticker?
Yes.
Okay. That means that pump has been inspected.
Okay.
What does that mean? So when our weights and measure, one guy, full county, 702 square miles. Big county.
And I'm trying to process how many pumps we have.
About 1,000.
Okay.
About 1,000 gas pumps. So each button on the gas pump is a meter. Okay? So when you push that button and you pump a gallon of gas, you're supposed to get a gallon of gas. It doesn't always happen.
Oh.
So he has a 5-gallon prover. It's certified by the state of Ohio, Department of Agriculture. He pumps 5 gallons in and checks it. It can only be so much off either way, plus or minus.
Okay.
If it's up plus or minus too much, then he has to have a talk with the manager and say, you have a pump that's over pumping, you have a pump that's under pumping.
Okay.
Shut the pump down. So if you ever go out and you see a red bag, the pump's out of compliance. Something happened.
Oh, okay. It's not just broken. It could be the red bags are out of compliance.
So that's what we do with gas pumps. So gas pumps, kerosene, diesel, DEF fluid, all those. Anything that dispenses and charges you by the gallon has to be checked. It's commerce.
Okay.
So he checks those. He also checks the scales. So your scales at your grocery store, your meat scales, the scanners. When you're checking out and you're dragging things across that piece of glass, that's a scale.
Yeah. Oh, because we stop and put our produce on there and hit what we have so it measures?
We check those. So how do we check those? We have a set of proven weights. They're certified by the Ohio Department of Agriculture, and they're metal weights. We check those scales at the register up to 30 pounds, and we have to check all 4 corners in the middle to make sure that if you buy a pound of bananas, that you get a pound of bananas.
Yeah.
And that can be off one way or another just a little bit. So when you're buying meat, those packages, the styrofoam container, we weigh those.
Okay.
And we check to make sure that you're not paying for the styrofoam container.
Okay.
I've actually been seen running down the aisle with a grocery cart full of meat because we don't want it to be out of the cooler too long. And we weigh it. And then usually he's checking the scales and I'm running the shopping cart. So if you ever see me in the grocery store and I'm running with a shopping cart,
you're not really hungry.
I'm not really hungry. I'm just
testing the meat.
I'm just testing the meat.
And again, it's our tax dollars that are coming back to help protect us to make sure that we're not overpaying, whether it be for gas. And you hear all the stories. Oh, that gas station, their pumps aren't regulated, but it's nice to know that somebody's out there And if we see the red badge, it's because somebody's protecting us, so we're not paying for it. And protecting the gas station itself, because they're not, you know, giving us like fuel.
They might be losing money that day.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, it goes both ways. Our Weights and Measures Inspectors Act is a wonderful relationship with all the store managers. You know, when they see them, they know that he's not there to harass them or give them a hard time. He's there to do a job, and they appreciate the job that he does. So it's really a pleasant partnership.
Yeah, I bet. Absolutely. And they're paying for it too. You know, the people who work there, they're...
Yeah.
I'm going to get clean plates so when those burgers are ready. This looks absolutely delicious.
It's as American as it gets.
100%. So 250 years we've got coming up here. Do you know what's going on around the county?
So in Jefferson, I'm on a committee. Jefferson is doing a big 250th. You can see it on Facebook. They're doing a parade at noon on the 4th of July. There's something called the Walk of Time, where there's different segments for different chunks of history. There are people that are presenting different chunks of history. There are reenactors walking around. Abe Lincoln will be there. There's a number of other actors that are going to be reading things, proclamations, things like that.
Love it.
There's something going on at Jefferson Depot. After the parade is done, the family arcade opens. There's a whole field full of games and crafts for kids. There's a cakewalk. There's live music everywhere. There's live music in the pavilion that looks like a covered bridge. There's live music over by the family area. There's going to be food trucks galore. There's a huge fireworks show. All kinds of things going on.
Community coming out, coming together, and celebrating. I absolutely love it.
A lot of excitement. There's so much energy coming out. It's really crazy.
I can't wait to come out and bring the van kids. I'm excited to do that.
It's going to be awesome.
So the hospital has, for the past couple of years now, worked with the Veterans Commission and two other people who have, or a couple other organizations that have helped fund. We have put together the largest Veterans Appreciation Luncheon. This is our 4th year. We have over 250 people that attend. We go out and we bring in people that are closed in the nursing homes. And whether they're in a wheelchair or a walker or whatever, we make sure that we have transportation to go get them so we can celebrate and honor them.
That's awesome because they need that. They need to get out. They need to be part of the community. They still are. They still are.
And we have a film that we show of the past conflicts. We're having George Washington and Abe Lincoln come for 250 years. So we're not sure. There might be a couple extra special ex-presidents, past presidents, maybe that are going to show up for us.
Nice.
So we have the county commissioners usually come out. We'd love to invite you to come.
I'd love to come.
It's Thursday, November 6th, I believe. That's the Thursday. So we do a lunch. We are going to start getting the flyers out to the VFWs and start getting them on our Facebook here pretty soon. It's the 5th. I apologize. Thursday the 5th, November 5th. So we have a great turnout, and we do the oldest and the youngest cut the cake.
Nice.
And Ben from the Veterans Commission had to get a sword because he just needed the sword to cut the cake.
That's fantastic.
So we had, last year, it was 98 years old, and 32 was the youngest that showed up. So we have a good span.
That's awesome.
That show up. So we'd love to have you come out with us and enjoy and celebrate the people who fought for our country. And like I said, we have about 250 that show up. Usually everybody gets something with a little goodie bag. We have the bookmarks with the veterans poem on there. So if you want to look out at the VFWs, call us here at the hospital. They'll direct you to me. We'll get you that information, and we'd love to have you invited. But be on the lookout. The flyers are going out everywhere else. So what else do we have going on? That we've covered a lot.
Yeah, we've covered a lot. There's a tremendous amount on the 4th of July. Super excited for that. I mean, the big boy just came through town, and they'll be on their way back. That was exciting.
It was exciting. When are they going back?
July 13th, I think.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I know that there's a tracker online that you can then track through the Union Pacific Railroad. But it was so cool to see everybody excited and lining the tracks yesterday. It was really something.
I saw the Facebook posts as everybody was out there and celebrating and watching it come in. It was really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working. So.
Yeah, I was too. I didn't get to see it, so I watched it on Facebook.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I love having everything right at our fingertips because we don't miss a whole lot anymore. But it's nice.
Yeah.
And you guys have a lot of stuff at our fingertips there for the auditor. You have your website.
Yeah,
it's
there's
fantastic.
A lot there.
Yeah, it really is fantastic. When I was doing my property, I do my dog tags right online, and it's simple and taken care of. So yeah. This looks absolutely
I think
delicious.
we're about ready to plate.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. I'm going to shut everything off here. Get these up. Get them going.
Okay.
One. Yeah, very exciting. It's an exciting time. Lots of energy.
I love
and enthusiasm.
Yeah, I love to see that out in the community. When you have a day like that and the day going on with all that fun stuff.
Seems like nothing bad happens on those days, you know. Everybody's excited. We have so much that's just not good that's going on.
It makes you proud to be in your community, makes you proud to be, you know, I'm in a small way, or it's big or small, you're part of that 250 years that's made this.
We're all.
Yeah, it's made this nation one way or another.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I need a spoon.
Okay, let me get you.
That'll work. We're just gonna load these up with bacon and yummy goodness.
This looks so good. So who taught you to do this?
This is something that I saw somewhere, and then I started monkeying with the recipe. And sometimes I change it up a little. I'll use real maple syrup instead.
Oh, okay.
Depends on what I have. So.
Which you can get right here by plenty of people who make it right in Ashtabula County.
You know, honestly, I use as much local things as I can.
The same. Yeah.
Local honey, local maple syrup, and even local meat. So.
Yes.
We are so fortunate to have so many meat places around.
Yes.
Not every county has that. No. Or do they like the farmers market in Ashtabula on Sundays? It's fantastic. That's where I buy all my honey. And I made friends talking to the farmers there and learned things about all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I hope that you learned a lot of stuff today. I know that I learned more than I thought I was going to learn. So I thought I knew a lot. I thought but I had no idea. The weights and measures, but you kind of knew that a lot of people weren't familiar with that.
Yeah,
so he did mention that people aren't sure about that, but there was a lot that I wasn't. Anything else that you want to tell us? Because I think we're going to dive into these.
Let's just dive in.
Okay, let's do it.
It's a lot.
So
it's been a great time.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for bringing a great recipe. I'm excited to try this. We will have the recipe posted. I think, are we going to link the auditor's website? We'll link the auditor's website. You can look on there, see where you can buy your dog tags. You can look up your property. You can do your property search.
Yep.
I've done that several times when I was selling and buying my house. I looked up on the property to see exactly what the acreage was. And I did find out that the property that I was buying, the house size is wrong and my property size was wrong by comparing what the realtor had to what you had. So honestly, it really is beneficial if you look through all of that. You get on the website.
I tell people all the time, verify your information. We're glad to fix it if it's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So thank you for being here. Thank you for informing us of everything. Yeah, I'm so glad that you decided to move here to our county and bring us everything that you got and all of your knowledge. So
glad to be here.
We're going to eat this, and I'm going to tell you right now that I know it's going to be delicious. So if there's anything you need, we're happy to have you reach out to us, whether it be the county auditor, whether it be ARMC. We're looking forward to celebrating 250 years with you.
Yay.
Thanks so much for coming.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thanks.